Welcome back to Las Vegas. It's Alex Belfield, just off the strip, the other side of the freeway, doing interesting things here and new things. I'm going to attempt something I've never done before. We've come to the Guns and Ammo Garage with Mark Cole, who is an interesting guy because it's a very interesting time for guns, and it's an interesting time to come here and enjoy guns here in America. Firstly, thank you for having us. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
You're here selling guns to the public who live here in Nevada, and then I can come through as a visitor and try the guns out. Is that right?
That is correct. What we do is we have free transportation to and from the hotels. You'll sign your waiver on the bus. Then once you get here, you come in, you pick your package that you're going to shoot, give the girls your waiver. Then you go through the RSO, range safety officer. It goes through the training with you, and then you step onto the range and you have fun.
I've spoken to a lot of people who have done this before, and they find it thrilling and exhilarating and something completely exciting. As we stand here now, we're stood opposite your range of guns. They go from very small to very large. Just talk us through what we're looking at there on that wall.
What we have is we have probably about 20 different pistols there to choose from that you can shoot. You have a AR-15, M16, the pink AR-15 right there is an M4. That's the one Rihanna shot when she was here, yes. And then we have full auto AKs, full auto Chris, UMP-40, MP5s, Tommy guns. We've partnered with the Mob Museum here for the shoot with that.
You mentioned Rihanna. I mean, she's very small and dainty and very cute. What did she look like holding that gun? Because it's enormous. I mean, did she fall over with it? Because you imagine that there's going to be quite a kick from that gun.
No, she actually did very well with it. Yeah.
And what was it like having her here? I mean, it must have been thrilling and exciting. She's one of the biggest stars in the world, isn't she?
No, I didn't even know who she was, honestly.
You really didn't? Is that true? You need to switch on the radio. She's on about every other record.
I said, no, when she came in, I said, well, okay, which one's Rihanna?
That's nice and humbling.
Yeah. When they came in, their whole group was very well behaved.
Fabulous. All right, let's talk about guns here in Nevada then. Can anybody have a gun? What do I have to do to get one if I live here?
What you have to do is you have to be a U.S. citizen and a resident of Nevada.
If I get the first one, you were saying earlier, I have to wait 3 days. Is that right?
Yes. If it's your first handgun, then what you do is you have a 3-day hold, 72-hour hold on that gun.
Okay, and if I've got one before, I can come in and buy one on the spot. I was asking you earlier whether there's any compulsory training. There isn't, but you do offer it if people want it.
Yes, what we have is we have different training set up here at our shop. First-time gun buyer, we give them a free range time, their first time, and then we have our RSOs, range safety officers, go through the different functions of the gun, how to load it, how to break it down, the cleaning side of it, and everything.
I know it's not for you to get into now, but there's been lots of stories in the press about guns recently. Piers Morgan's been on his high horse about how they should be banned. Your take on this is about protecting yourself and protecting your home. Is that right?
That is correct.
Can I buy any of these guns on my way out? Are all these available, or are these guns that I can shoot today very different?
No, the ones that you're going to shoot today, they're full auto. So we have specific licenses for that. And like me personally, I did probably about 3 months worth of background checks before I could actually get my licenses from the federal government, the local law enforcement, and everything.
I notice, Mark, as I stand here, your assistants are far more attractive than you are, if you don't mind me saying. Is that deliberate?
Of course it is.
This is Vegas.
Yeah.
The people that come here are interesting because I just spoke to my sister earlier who was in town last year, and she said she'd been here. Is this a guy thing or a girl thing? Do the girls sort of get brought along, or do they enjoy it as much as the guys?
It's about 50-50 right now. On the enjoyment side, everybody that shows up comes in and has a great time. We had one 75-year-old lady come in and shoot. It was, as Stephen would say, part of her bucket list. I don't like calling it that because that just means something else, yeah.
At 75, you should leave her bucket out of it. Let's talk about what's going to happen then. We're going to meet a guy who's going to go through the safety stuff. We're going to do that next, and we're going to go in the room where you fire all the guns. First, so I have to choose what I'm aiming at, and you've got various pictures of different things. I notice Osama bin Laden's on the end. I can aim at him, is that right?
Yes.
So I'm allowed to aim at anybody who's dead, but I'm not allowed to aim at alive people. I know another place had a controversy recently with Simon Cowell, didn't they? They decided to put a picture of him, and that didn't go down very well.
I don't believe it did.
No, we don't want to get into controversy over that. So these are all sort of mythical clowns and creepy people.
They're zombies, yes.
Right. I noticed the guys out there aren't using the pictures, just a sort of circular... What is that called?
That is our B12. That's a B12 target with our logo on it and our name.
All right. What do you recommend I go with when I go through the other side? Do I go through, just use the regular one, or shall I go for a Sama?
I would do one of each.
Okay, let's try that.
Yeah.
What am I going to be using today then? I mean, Rihanna's gun's pink. I don't think that'd go well with my ginger hair. Are we going to start small and try something? Because I don't want to look stupid and fall over backwards, because that's my fear, that I'm not going to look very manly.
Well, we'll start off with a Glock, which is a handgun, and then we'll go to a baby AK, which we call our little flamethrower. It throws about a 5-foot flame right out the front because of the short barrel. And once you go into full auto, it starts throwing the flame out to where you can't even see the target. So it's pretty good.
As you can hear in the background, the guys are already through the other side having fun with their guns. We've made light of this and we've had some fun, and that's what this is about. We're not getting into the rights and wrongs of having guns or not. What you do take very seriously here, though, is the health and safety and the security of your guests and the safety of them.
Correct, yes. Everything is safety first, 100%, and then we make machine guns fun.
And I'm accompanied at all times. Once I've got the gun, somebody basically walks you through every step, and I notice that the guys are holding on, and they never take their eyes off their gun, do they?
No, that is 100% the safety side of it. It's a range safety officer, and they're NRA trained range safety officers. So everybody that has one of our guns on the range has one of those behind them.
All right, before we go in then, Mark, let's fill in the form. We've got this waiver that basically means if I kill myself, it's my own fault, isn't it,
Basically.
More or less. Okay, so question 1, have you ever been convicted of a felony or a violent misdemeanor? No, so we can put no there, that's fine. Have you ever been adjudicated as mentally defective? Many bosses have tried to claim that in court, but they didn't win. Being committed to a mental institution, I have worked for the BBC, or have a history of mental illness? No, everything's fine there, so I'm okay so far, am I?
Yes, you are.
If I answer yes to any of these, I can't go in, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, let's keep fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, Mark. Are you an unlawful user or addicted to marijuana, to stimulants or any depressants? No, but I did have a coffee before I came here. Is that okay?
That is fine.
Coffee's fine, okay. Yeah. And I had a Mars bar as well earlier. I hope that's okay. Are you depressed, suicidal, or suffer from emotional problems? Well, I did watch Jeremy Kyle this morning, so that's a bit of an ambiguous one. We'll put no for now. Do you need to talk to someone because of your emotional problems? Well, yes. I mean, could you do a little Oprah Winfrey with me? Maybe talk about my small private parts or something like that?
What about some of our girls?
They'd be marvellous. I think they could really help. They could certainly put a smile back on my face. Are you pregnant or nursing? Well, that's a definite no, so we're okay with that. And very finally, I understand that the use of firearms in a range is extremely hazardous and dangerous activity that poses a risk of serious bodily injury and or death. By signing this waiver, I acknowledge that I understand that the risk of using a firearm on the range is substantial and that I am responsible for my action whilst using this facility. Okay, I'll sign that away. It's all very... No, it's fine. I interviewed David Copperfield. There can't be any more risk than that. Very good. I've signed there. Would you like a photo as well, or are you just happy with the signature?
No, the signature's just fine.
We're here today in Las Vegas. We're at the Guns & Ammo Garage. You can find them at gunsandammogarage.com. Is that right?
That is correct.
Fantastic. Mark Cole is the big boss here, in charge of this fascinating place that here on a Monday afternoon is very busy. We're going to go through then and meet your guy next who's going to talk us through the guns and the safety, and then hopefully I'm not going to look too stupid.
No, you won't look stupid. We won't allow that.
So, Mark, he's getting the guns ready now. What's going to happen next? What should I be feeling now? This is completely unusual to me. I've never heard it before. It sort of moves you from the inside. The sound is extraordinary.
First, what you have to do is you have to hold the mic still and jumping every time a shot goes off, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to feel 4 basic emotions real fast. When you first come in, you're going to be nervous about shooting for your first time. Second, then you're going to become excited because you just picked out your first gun. Then once we come into the range, you're going to get your adrenaline because of the loud noise and you're getting ready to shoot. And then after that, you experience happiness. you're going to be all smiles.
Okay, let's see whether that happens. I'm going to hand the microphone now over to Stephen, who's going to take control of that. And let's see what it's like to fire a bullet from a gun. First time for everything, I suppose. If there's any place to do it, it's got to be here in Las Vegas. Talk me through the bullets.
With the Glock 19, it is a 9mm cartridge, full metal jacket. With the Krinkhoff Baby AK is a 5.56 NATO cartridge. What we're gonna do next is I'm gonna prepare our booth, and I'm gonna have you step forward, closing right eye to focus with your left eye. Right foot forward, left foot back.
Okay.
Go to pick up the firearm. Rule number 2 comes into effect. That trigger finger never goes on that trigger.
Right.
Okay. Now you want to make sure that you have a nice firm grip inside, onto the firearm. Left thumb rises up as your right hand comes in, interlocks with your left hand. Nice firm grip. Elbows fully extended out. Focus on the front white dot, your front sight. Line up in your rear sight. When you go to fire upon, gun's gonna want to jump up. As I said, you're gonna hang on tight. Leave those elbows extended out.
Okay.
Ready to go?
I think so.
All right. Let me grab that from you.
Okay, there you go. So the bullets now have gone in, as you've heard. So I'm going to try and do this as you said.
Left thumb rises up.
Thumbs moved
right hand
up.
comes on in. Thumb over thumb. Nice and slow trigger pull.
Wow.
Very good.
Holy crap, he just hit the bullseye.
I didn't do bad, did I, for a first time?
Very good.
That wasn't too
Very
bad.
good.
Is that lucky, or does that happen very often, Mark?
What that is that's Kurt's great knowledge.
Fabulous. And we're all still alive, so everything's good.
Now, we have 9 shots left.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Fun just began.
Okay, so we never put our finger on the trigger until it's in the right position. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, I'm learning. I was paying attention.
There you go. Very
Okay.
good. There you go.
Wow, I got the red.
Again.
Are you being very nice to me? Does everybody do this on the first time?
You're listening.
Come on, Kurt.
That's the best thing possible.
All right, okay. Here we go. Number 3. I'm thinking of several people I've been fired by over the years. Wow.
Very good.
How am I doing so far? Am I getting anywhere close, or
First couple shots, you're doing very good.
what's
The last
happened?
couple,
I'm too low, aren't I? So how did
what
that...
it is your trigger pull.
Right.
Going a little too aggressive.
Oh, I see. So I need to be gentle.
Nice and gentle.
Tickle it, not hold it. Okay.
Nice and slow. Very good. All right. Now, as you see, that slide locks to the rear.
Okay.
Indicates that the firearm is empty.
I
You
see.
can see the magazine
Yeah.
down the barrel itself.
Okay.
Alex just finished up with another bullseye.
Very good. Yeah. So I got nearly 4. So I didn't do too bad, Mark. Are you impressed or are you embarrassed?
I'm very impressed.
Okay, good.
Okay, now we've taken the target out to 25 yards.
Okay, so does this get more difficult? The further away it is, the more difficult it becomes. So what is it about then? Holding my arm in the right position or focusing with the eyes? Or is it just bringing everything together? Because there's a technique to this, clearly, isn't there? When I rushed, I was way off.
Correct. It's all about taking your time and feeling the movements.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see how we do this time. So it's further away now. I've got 4 out of 8, so I'm 50%, which probably isn't bad for the first time I've ever held a gun, okay? I know you're laughing, I know I look ridiculous, but let's carry on with this. Everything's fine.
Remember, take your time. Nice and slow trigger pull. Very good.
Look at that.
Very good.
A lot of bullseyes this time, even at 25 yards.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it is about focus. What I hadn't realized is the discipline of having to focus, really paying attention, because you've got to line up the two things. I don't know what they're called, but there's a back thing and a front thing, and if they're not in line, you're
Front
screwed,
sight and
aren't
the
you?
rear sight.
Right. And you do it with something else that you've taught me. And of course, it is taking your time, isn't it? If you rush, you're just not going to do it.
Exactly.
So how many have I got now? Maybe, I think I might have beaten my 50%.
Oh, yeah. By far.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting better. So, okay.
Much better.
We're doing fine. Am I going to ache tomorrow? I'm feeling fine so far, but I mean, there is a certain impact with these guns. This is a relatively small one, but you need a certain strength, don't you, to operate these guns well?
It's all about technique.
Technique. And that's poise. Is it getting the right foot in the right place?
It's all about listening, taking instructions, and using the fundamentals.
How am I doing as a guy for communication?
First time, I tell people the first time's the best time. Because you listen, you take your time, and you lose it.
It's a bit like women, isn't it, really? It's never as good the second time, and if you don't focus, you can miss the spot. There's a good moral there somewhere.
True.
Okay, what do we do next as we move on swiftly?
All right, now I'm gonna change out targets. We're gonna bring out your Osama target. What we're gonna do is we're gonna aim for center mass. I'm gonna let you get a feel for how the full automatic scenario works.
Okay, now this is scaring me a little bit. I got to be honest, this is a very different type of gun. This is like something from the movies. It clicks and it looks very impressive. The previous gun was a handgun, so we were just using that. Now we're using posture and we're using the arms. Much bigger, 3 times bigger than the last gun, yeah?
Correct. The handgun is pretty much a psychological game. It's your brain in your hands. With the rifles, it's all body, all technique.
All right, so what am I aiming for now then?
Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up your stance, same stance as the handgun. Stock rises inside your shoulder, left hand on the pistol grip, right hand on the plastics. Very important that you set your left cheek down on the firearm. You're gonna line up your front sight with your rear sight. Before you go to fire upon, take your upper body, lean into it as much as possible. So when you go to shoot full auto, the muzzle naturally rises. As you lean in, helps you eliminate the rise.
All right, I might need a bit of help with that because there was a lot going on there. This is going to have way more impact physically, is it, than the previous gun? I should be expecting more of a kick, should I, or no?
A lot more.
Okay, right. Am I going to look really stupid with this? Am I being set up?
No, not at all.
All right, let me hand the mic back to Mark and see how we go. All right, so right foot forward.
Correct. Perfect, like so. Now we're gonna bring it tight inside your shoulder. Make sure that you...
And I'm pulling that towards me. Okay.
Correct,
Right.
correct. Now, go ahead and set your left cheek down. Center prawn to the rear sight. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna aim for about center mass on his chest. Take your upper body, lean in. Perfect, like so.
Wow.
Now,
okay.
first thing we're gonna do is a quick burst. What I want you to do is give me a nice little left tap on that trigger, let go.
Am I holding it, or am I just one click, or am I holding it?
One pull, let go.
Okay.
Line your sights up on center mass. Whenever you're ready, fire away. One more.
Jesus, yes, that's much bigger than the last one, and much louder and physically interesting, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, now I don't think I was doing it right because I don't know where I hit. I've no idea, but I don't feel as in control of this gun as I did the last one. That's the thing, isn't it?
We're all at center mass right now. I see your targets. Now, what I tell people, you got a little feel for how the full auto scenario works.
Okay.
Rises quite a bit.
Right.
Now it's time. You're gonna hold that trigger down and not let go till it stops.
Okay. How off was I? I don't know where I hit him. I can't even see. Did I even get anywhere close?
Center mass exactly where you aimed
Oh,
for.
I did. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm better than I'm a natural.
There you go.
Okay. There you go.
All right, now.
How do I get these through security, by the way, to take home? Is that not possible?
Good luck. All right, lean in, hold it down.
Wow.
That is the ride of a lifetime.
Oh my.
Safety's on. Grab that from ya.
Okay. I'm not too much in fear. I didn't collapse. I haven't had any bodily functions. Everything's fine so far.
We're still alive.
Has anybody ever had a bodily function? Let's not be too graphic.
Never.
Never.
Never on my watch.
Because that's interesting, because it takes a certain strength to operate the gun, but a focus to make sure you don't suddenly turn around with it, doesn't it?
Yep, and that's why we stand right here next to you, and we're literally side by side in the stall.
Well, there's a first. Mark, thank you very much.
Oh no, you got one more.
I've got one more. Okay, let's see if I can do better this. Can we bring that forward and see
Yes,
how
sir.
I did? See whether he's still here or not. Oh, okay. He's I got him in his private parts.
Yeah.
There. Look. Yeah.
You didn't even get any innocent bystanders.
All right, now, last magazine, no bursts.
Okay.
You know what to do. We're gonna hold that trigger down. We're gonna stay strictly for the face.
When you're doing this, it goes very quickly. How many seconds is that for it to run its course?
You're looking about 3 seconds.
Wow.
For 25 cartridges.
It feels longer than that in a way
It does.
because you're focusing and you're making sure that you don't do anything inappropriate. Fascinating. So we're going to do one last go, and we're going to get all in one go.
All in one.
Hold the trigger. Okay. Fine.
Here we go. Safety is on. So left hand at the rear, right hand up top. Stance is proper. All right, let me know when you got your sights aligned. Okay, you're in the auto settings. Fire when ready. Wow, that is the ride of a lifetime.
So there you go. I've handed back my guns. I've got my pictures to take home as a memento. And Mark, thank you so much for having us. What a fascinating afternoon to feel the power of these things. Firstly is the most magnificent thing. The second thing is the focus you've got to have to operate them. This is not for the weak and willing, is it?
No, as you can see, it is very intense, but it is a lot of fun.
How did I do on a scale of 10? You can tell me now. There's no guns. We're outside the place. Was I pathetic? Are you embarrassed?
No, you did very well. For a first-time shooter, you were very good.
Right. And what is the skill? Is it listening? Because I'm sure there are people who come in here so overwhelmed by the excitement of the whole thing that they don't listen to a word that's said. You've really got to pay attention because there's a lot of information coming at you, isn't there?
Yes, there's a lot of information, and anybody that has been drinking or using other things that we're not going to mention should not show up.
Can you tell in a heartbeat if they have been drinking?
Yes, we can.
Could you tell that I'd had a cocktail about half an hour ago?
No, you did not. You had a coffee cocktail.
Indeed I did. Hey, listen, thrilling to come here. I recommend if anybody wants to get an insight into guns, whether you're pro guns, against guns, whether you have an opinion one way or the other, it will give you an insight, and that's the main thing about the power of them and the energy that you can get from them. It's the gunsandammogarage.com where you can find out more. It's just the other side of the freeway in Las Vegas, 2-minute drive, a cab ride, but you'll even pick people up from the hotel?
Yes, we have free transportation to and from your hotel.
Brilliant. Let's give it again. Gunsandammogarage.com is the website. Mark, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.